Hello friends, I hope you all are having a great day today. I'm back with yet another video. This time I have a very interesting topic which is also one of the most asked topic from many of my subscribers. It's about how does childcare system work in Germany? What are the maternity and paternity leaves available? And how does that work? And when it comes to the childcare, what is the overview of it? Who can access the childcare in Germany? International daycare? What does childcare cost in Germany? And child benefits and childcare allowance. Stay tuned as I'm gonna give you a detailed overview of the topics that I just mentioned. Let's get it started with the maternity leave and the paternity leave in Germany. So, after the birth of your child, mothers and fathers have the right to take a break from work to care your child and spend time with your family. So, during this time, the employer may only terminate your contract, terminate the relationship in a very exceptional circumstances, such as let's say they are filing for an insolvency or they're shutting down the business. If this is not the case, they cannot fire you at this point in time. A mother can take maternity leave, which is also called Mutterschutz, beginning 6 weeks prior to the due date and continuing up to the 8 weeks after the childbirth. So in this time, of course, it can be changed based on the circumstances. Let's say when there is a premature instances, then of course it can be changed and it will be changed. But in general, this is how the things would look like. So during this maternity leave, like the mother receives full salary during this time. So the government pays the maternity allowance up to a set amount. So any difference between what the government pays you and your full salary will be covered from your employer. And this is how things work when it comes to the maternity leave. So it has been said that starting 2024, even the fathers receive 2 weeks of paid parental leave, or it's called Vaterschutzurlaub. But while creating this video, I was doing a bit of research and realized that this law has not yet passed and it is still on hold, if I'm not mistaken. But this is something I think is also in the works and might come into effect soonish. That's what I believe. So after the maternity leave, like parents have the right to return to work at the same level as they did before, or if they want to apply for parental leave, the so-called Elterngeldstellen or the parental allowance offices will help you out. So employees who have the German working contract, whether full-time, part-time, marginal employment, fixed term or like permanent contract, etc., are entitled for the parental allowance or like the parental leave. This title also applies to trainees, it seems. The entitlement to the parental leave exists until the child reaches the age of 3. So student, pupil or interns, self-employed people or unemployed people are not entitled to parental leave. Parents get around 65% of their salary up to a maximum of 1,800 euros a month, and this can be up to 14 months in total until the child reaches an age of 3 years. If both parents of the child are employed, you can take the parental leave alternatively or like basically simultaneously. It is important to note that, however, the parental leave is only available to working mothers and fathers who live in the same household as the child and predominantly care for their child themselves. So basically, if you are married and then you should be living in the same household in order to get this benefit, and yeah, then you are eligible for this benefit. So during this parental leave, you will not receive the salary from your employer. However, like I said, you can apply for this parental allowance and in the form of financial support, the government that compensates you work temporarily less number of hours or not at all after the birth of your child. So basically, like I said, until this 3 years of age your child reaches, you can take this maximum of 14 months of this parental leave, and you will receive maximum of 1800 euros or 65% of your previous salary, whichever is lowest is what you get, I guess. So basically, let's say your net salary is about 3000 euros, and 65% of 3000 euros is, let me quickly calculate it, it's about 1950 euros. Since it's more than 1800 euros, which is the maximum set limit, then you will be receiving 1800 euros but not 1950 euros. Yes, this is how things work in Germany when it comes to the parental leave and maternity leave. So what is super nice, I feel, is that while you are raising your child, you will get the support from your employer and from the government for up to 14 months, which is a really good thing, I guess. This is something which I really like, and also something which I feel like fair, so that you get the chance to spend more time with your child, and also while doing that you don't have to be financially burdened, right? So you'll get a support, and this helps you to financially get support and make things possible. So let's jump to the childcare. How does the childcare system work in Germany? So all children in Germany have the legal right for the childcare place from the age of 12 months, and it's also partially subsidized by the state. So the main types of childcare that are available is the nurseries or creches, that's what it's called. So this is for the children are at the age of 0 to 3 years basically, and then it's called preschools or kindergarten for the children who are between the age of 3 years and 6 years. Kindergartens is the place where your child will go between the age of 3 and 6 years. There is the other one called childminders. It's called Tagespflege or nannies, like for children of all ages basically. I mean, and this is, of course, you need to be hiring, and all your private costs will be you need to be taken care yourself. And after school care, which is also called Schulhort for primary school children. So these are the different types of German child care that are available for you in Germany. So nurseries, creches and preschools fall under the scope of daycare centers, which is also called Kita, and they take the children from around 3 months until they start the school at the age of 6. These centers can be private, public or non-profit institutions. So coming to the point of who can access the childcare in Germany. So like I said, all children of legal residents in Germany can access childcare and have guaranteed daycare placement from the age of 12 months. Yes, of course, since there are limited number of daycare centers, you need to be a bit aware of the fact that there might be waiting period. So you need to be approaching these daycare centers quite early so that you could able to get a spot nearby your place. So that thing is definitely there, but still, like, legally you should get a daycare placement from the age of 12 months. So it looks like there are about 59,300 daycare centers across the country, with around 1/3 run by the public sector, it seems. That's the statistics here. Like, there are also international daycares. Of course, most of the daycare in Germany are provided in German language, as you might be imagining. If you want to find a daycare center where the international language is spoken, for example English or bilingual, then be prepared to pay some fees, right? So this is something where the international daycares always costs you money, and this is something that you need to keep in mind. So that's about the international daycare. So, like, what does childcare cost in Germany? I think this is something which might be very interesting topic for many of the viewers in my channel, I guess. So what I figured out is that Germany actually falls under one of the countries which is most affordable countries when it comes to the childcare, it seems, and this is according to the OECD statistic. It's the cheapest country in the EU for daycare in terms of percentage of salary. Parents with 2 children aged 2 to 3 using full-time daycare pay only 1% of their salary on cost, it seems. So as you can see, it's literally a close nothing that you will be paying. So which is a good information, or like which is a good news, I would say. That said, like, the cost can usually vary and depend on variety of factors, including the region, type of care, like scope of the care, like family income and number of children that you are having. So public provision is usually cheaper than the private care, as you can imagine, and different German state have different prices on cost. So some state like Berlin or Hamburg even offer free public daycare systems, it seems, or schools. Parents only pay for extra curriculum or like the meals or for the refreshment. So I also got some really nice statistics where typical childcare costs in Germany are, for example, for the daycare, it can be between euro 15 and 400 a month for the state daycare, and this averages about euro 169 per month, it seems. So that's what you can have as cost in your mind. So for nannies, according to my research, what I got to know is that on an average 15 euros per hour is what they charge. And yeah, like I said, since you will be employing this person, this nanny, then you have to also take care of their social security, like employer social security contributions, and this adds up to the salary of whatever you are paying. So on the rough calculation, what you can think is that if the gross salary of this nanny is 1000 euros, then you need to add about 30 or 33% on top of it in order to add in the social security contributions from the employer side, and that will be the cost of nanny. Au pairs is also something that is available, and what I got to know is that around euro 250 to 300 is what it costs for you, plus their accommodation you need to take care of, their health insurance and language classes fee for the au pairs for a 30-hour week is what you need to be considering. And you can also get babysitters, it seems, and this typically costs between, I don't know, 12 to 15 euros per hour, and that's the same cost as well. So yeah, this is how the whole childcare costs in Germany. So what I would definitely say is that, like, all the options when it comes to nannies or babysitters, this is not something that everyone affords or can afford in Germany. And yeah, since there are a lot of daycare centers which can take care of your children and also costs about 150, 160, 170 euros per month, this is definitely affordable, and this is what majority of the population in Germany go for. So yeah, this is how the cost of taking care of your child looks like. Then the last part that I would like to share here is that what are the child benefits and childcare allowance that you get from the state or from the from German government. So all families that have been legal residents for more than 6 months can access child benefits called Kindergeld. The money usually goes towards the cost of all children aged up to 18 years or up to 21 if unemployed, and up to 25 if they are still getting the education. So the amount is euro 250 per month per child. So basically, no matter which job that you are earning, or like apart from the salaries that you get, the net salary, on top of it, per child you get euro 250 per month until they reach the age of 18, and in the majority of the cases, in some cases 21, and also in some cases 25 years old. So until they reach this age, you get every month 250 euros per child per month. So in addition, the government has introduced many other allowances. Some of them that I can name is that maintenance advance, it seems it's called Unterhalt Vorschluss. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna leave the link in the description below. And then parental allowance plus, it's called Elterngeld plus, partnership bonus, and then better flexible working hours. So these are the other allowances that you get from government when you have a child, and like all the links for these allowances that I just shared will be left in the description below. So like I shared, what is something that you can keep in mind is that, like, raising a child in Germany might not be too expensive because it is very much subsidized from the public or from the government, plus also you get a lot of benefits and allowances. So yeah, that being said, this is how things look like when you have a kid and when you have a child and you would like to raise them in Germany. I hope this gave you a bit of an overview of how things work when you are having a family and want to raise your kid in Germany. and yeah, soon I will be also creating the videos about how the primary school looks like in Germany, how the secondary school looks like in Germany, so that you will have overview of how education system works in Germany until your kid reaches the age of 18. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like to get more content like this, please feel free to subscribe to my channel and also hit the like button, which really helps me to boost the motivation, bring in the motivation, and then so that I can create more videos like this. If you have some questions, please feel free to leave in the comment and I'm more than happy to answer. Until next time, I wish you a great one. Ciao ciao.